Yeah.
Let me ask you as a woman. I asked you to go to the Olive Garden, boy. Well, I asked you to come to the crib. Okay. A couple weeks later, you get a text from a random chick talking about she is in a whole relationship with me. What do you do?
I'm done. All right, welcome back, YouTube fam. We are back with another episode. Recap on Put a Ring on It. Episode 3. All right. It was a good episode. It was good. It was interesting. A lot going on. Again, I'm Blythe.
And I'm Brandon. And you already know the deal. If you haven't done so already, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get post notifications so you know whenever we drop content. Give us a like. All right, that'll help YouTube to push our content out to more people. And hop in the comments. Let us know what you think about all 3 couples. Okay, let us know what you think about Hollywood and what you think about the new couple. There's a lot to talk about in this episode, so hop in the comments and let us know what you think. We're gonna go ahead and get into it.
Let's go. All right, so we'll just go ahead and start out with, so basically Mimi and Ulysses, they're no longer gonna be on the show. I mean, man, her father's like terminally ill and there's a lot that's heavy, and so that's understandable. So they're not on the show anymore. We have a new couple that's coming on, and let's talk about Michael and Shea. So this week everybody went on dates, every single person. So that's what was kind of interesting this week. They didn't really show. Did they show all of them?
No,
they didn't
not
show
everybody.
all of them. So that's cool. But yeah. So basically, Shea. You know, they showed her and Michael talking, and she basically stated that, you know, she feels like he needs to meet her in the middle. And he's like, what does that mean? And she's like, to me, the middle, that's an engagement. I mean, she's just pressing it. I don't know. All I hear is just, I really, really want to get married. She says she loves him, but boy, she really wants to get married. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't either.
You know, I don't think we necessarily found anything particularly new about Michael and Shea this week. It's more of the same. I think she wants them to get married. I think what he really wants from her is for her to acknowledge the hurt that she caused him. I think she is underestimating the hurt that she caused, and she's not really wanting to acknowledge it. And I think that he's like, I'm not moving forward until you acknowledge it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Definitely. So they did show Shea's date. She did go out on the date, and it was interesting. I thought they had a good connection. It was a good date. What did you think?
Yeah, it was cool. They went bowling. You know, cool dude. He was pretty laid, pretty laid back, pretty chill. Had pretty good conversation. And I mean, I think she definitely, and she said it herself, you know, she kind of started off kind of like keeping him at a distance, just flirting a little bit just to make, you know, Michael jealous.
Yeah, she said that.
But as they continued to talk, you know, he started asking some questions, making her think about some things, and you know, she kind of started to enjoy the conversation and enjoy his company, and I don't know.
Exactly, that's exactly right. I was just like, I don't know. Honestly, I thought it seemed good for Shea. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought it seemed good. A clean slate. Just, you know, maybe meeting someone who's on the same level where you're at, as far as emotionally and everything. You don't have that old baggage. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it might be. That might be a good idea.
Okay, because you know she really said that she's reaching, you know, where that's what she wants. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you're not gonna be happy if you don't get you might have to. I don't know. I mean, I'm not counting Michael out, but it's like you might have to move on then to something else to get what you know what I'm saying.
I mean, you know, sometimes look, you do things in your past, and you know you might be at a different place now. You might be more mature,
right?
But sometimes there's consequences for the things that we do. You know what I mean?
True.
It doesn't mean it's the end for you. It doesn't mean you can't move on and have a good relationship necessarily with somebody else. But you might have burned that bridge. You know what I mean?
That's true with that partner. Yeah, that's very true.
It might just never be the same. You know?
Yeah.
Like when a you know, I think it's probably similar to like when a guy cheats. You know what I mean? Like even if the girl takes him back, it's never the same after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where they're at. Like it's just not going to be the same, and so you might just have to keep it moving.
well, we'll see. We'll see next week how Michael does on his date, and if Shea gives that guy a second date. We'll see. All right, so moving on to Ashley and Hollywood. They're a really cute couple. I really love them, but boy, it really got deep this time. Like, it just really got deep. They man, the episode started when they left the session, the group therapy session, and boy, they hadn't let it go. They were kind of still fuming. What do you think, in the car? Oof.
Yeah, man, they like, you know, like textbook like kind of toxic couple. Like, I mean, it's explosive, man. Like, they get into their arguments, and it's just so.
Yeah. But it's so much. It's so deep.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep. So, you know, we found out that, and I mean, that's kind of major. You know, apparently Ashley's father, in the course of Hollywood deciding he wanted to get married and then deciding he didn't want to get married and like all of that, apparently she lost her father in that process. So for her, it's like killing her that, you know, now she will never have her father walk her down the aisle, whereas if Hollywood had been ready when he said he was ready, her father could have did that before he passed. And so that's one of those things.
I know.
You can't get that back.
Like,
you can't undo that.
It is. I felt for her. I was like, ooh. And so, you know, it's really sticking out like a sore thumb. What he did and that back and forth. It's just sticking out a sore thumb. It's hard, and she's really having a hard time getting over that. And then he's like, you know, well, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna just, you know, I'll just wait until you. It just, honestly, I just didn't feel it. I felt like Hollywood was just like saying that to just like appease and like, let's just calm and ease the argument, calm it down. I don't really know if that's really what's going on in his heart, though. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I don't know. Like that. I don't see that being a good situation. Like, I mean, look, let's be real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he keeps himself looking, you know, pretty. Keeps himself looking, looking up. You know what I mean? I'm sure he gets attention from other, you know, other ladies. So it's going to be challenging to just sit and wait, you know, when you telling somebody that you're ready now, and they're like, well, they're not ready, like, you know, and I'm sure he's getting attention from other people. So it's kind of like, it's going to be a tough situation.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. I like them together,
I
like,
know,
but it's just like, I just don't know.
I know. So, whew, I was glad they had the meeting with Dr. Nicole. When she came to their house, I was like, thank you, Jesus. Because they need to talk to her one-on-one. I was so glad. And, whew, yeah, they kind of went back. She went back and I guess kind of unfolded what happened or where it actually was, where those feelings are. And it was just like, ooh. And then she posed a question. She was like, why did you even propose? Oh, man. He gonna throw it out there kind of like he felt like, I guess he was getting like an ultimatum from Ashley, like, oh God, like, you know, it's like, okay. But, you know, he's trying to say, you know, he loves her, he's sorry, he's wrong, you know, he was wrong for it. But actually, she was just honest. She said, like, the connection is severed and it's just hurt. And I don't know. She admitted, like, she really don't know how and when she's gonna get over it.
That's tough.
I know.
But what she did say, and this is something that maybe Hollywood can fix and potentially save the relationship, is that what she needs to see is him not, you know, because what seems like happens is when he gets mad, he immediately defaults to, oh, we can just kill this whole thing. Oh, we could just end it. Oh, I could just walk away. And that is, I think, the lingering, like, instability that she's like, well, no, because, you know what I mean? Like, when you do something like you did in the past, when you said, I want to be married, and then all of a sudden you changed your mind. Yeah. That's what she's talking about. Like, when you do stuff like that, when you get mad and you're just like, oh, I can walk away, that's going to trigger her. That's
right. Yeah, that's not making you feel secure or stable in your relationship. So, yeah, that's major. That's very true.
So, I do think that, you know, that is affecting her. And when I say that, I mean, him switching it up and her not being able to have her father walk her down the aisle. I think that does still affect her. And that, you know, she's saying that that's why she's not ready now and that she doesn't know when she's going to be able to get over that. But I think that Hollywood is, you know, when he gets angry, him like switching it up and him, you know, I feel like there's probably other things that he's doing that's making her, you know, feel insecure and they're not feeling that stability. And I think that is why she's still saying she's not ready. So. I think if he really had that maturity, if he really had that, babe, I'm all about you. Yeah. He was giving her no reason to doubt him. He was,
she would be in a different
I think she would, 2 years, I think, you know, she would be willing to go forward, you know.
Well, on a lighter note, she showed her day. It was kind of nice. Seemed like something she'd been needing and missing for a while. I mean, I know it's new, but you know.
There was some heavy flirting involved.
There sure was.
There was some heavy flirting involved.
Homeboy was bringing it. I mean, and she was liking it. She was accepting it.
He was smooth. He was smooth with it. Like, he wasn't corny. He wasn't like over the top. He wasn't like. Shea's date was mad corny, by the way. I don't think we talked about that.
No, you're moving to
wrong person. Wrong person.
Don't worry.
Don't pay attention to that. All right. But Ashley's date was smooth though. Like, he was a cool dude. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
I actually really liked the date. I really liked their connection, and I thought, I just pondered, should we move on? Should we move on? So, you know, it's kind of like, should you stay with the old or move on to the new?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not easy, it's hard, and it's a lot you got to do. Disconnecting from that old, but hey, you might be so glad you didn't. It might be so, you know, so much better with the new. So I don't know. I'm not saying that's always what you do or the situation.
Right.
But I wondered, Listen, I mean, that hurt is so deep there with Hollywood. I don't know. Like, are we going to, we're still going to be talking about that 20, 30 years from now? It's like, you got to think, like, is that what you want to do the rest of your life? You know, I mean.
And do you feel comfortable? Do you feel secure? Like, in the marriage?
Do
you feel like you're going to be having to check behind him every 5 minutes and check his phone and check where if he's where he say he's going? Like,
you don't want to do that 40, 50 years.
So, I feel like there's a lot of that, you know, is not really being discussed on the show, but I feel like there's a lot of that, and that plays a major role too. Yeah. So.
All right, now to the new couple, introducing Vince and Tamika. So they were a cute couple. They've been together, I think they said, 2.5 years. Whew. They said their major issue is trust issues.
So he came out and said, I think Tamika's amazing. I think she's beautiful. You know, I want to be married to her. Da 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 da. And then she said that, it's her. The issue is with her. She's having problems, trusting him and wanting to be married. And immediately I'm like, okay, so there's more to this story.
You're like, why?
Like, why? All right, so we found out.
I mean, basically, while they were dating, basically when they started dating, Vince still had another situation going on. Now, he said he had let it go and it was over. Obviously, it wasn't. So, it got to the point where the other girl reached out to her and was telling her all the details. It was just like, why?
Damn.
Why? And she said there's been other issues. She said there's been other issues. And I mean, what is he? He's a photographer, right? Yeah, he's a photographer. So I don't even know. I mean, it is rough. This is a rough situation. So Vince ends up being the one going out on the date this time, remember?
Yeah.
I don't know why they're doing this. They both went on the date.
Oh, actually. Yeah, they both went on.
They both went on the date. In the end, we didn't get to see Vince's. We'll see it next week.
Okay.
But Tamika, she went out on the date.
It's funny because Vince said it was going to be a cornball, and then it actually turned out.
I felt like, was they playing with that day? Or I don't know how I felt about that, but there wasn't no connection. It was just.
It was way too much. I don't know, like that. They didn't even like.
It didn't mesh.
They just didn't even mesh. Like she's a little bit more laid back. He was just super over the top.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Maybe they were just taking a chance there to be like, maybe if there's something, or maybe they weren't expecting it. I don't know. But there was no connection there. It was just, it just wasn't doing. It wasn't working at all. But anyways, in the end, Vince does go out on his day. We don't see the whole day, but anyways, we see how she's feeling. She is mad, like big mad, like for real, like yeah. I don't even know why he went out there though. It was not good.
So we gotta talk about Tamika.
Yeah, and so then she lets us know what to do. Well, let me get into this first, okay?
Go
He goes out and she's in her feelings and she's pretty upset, and you're like, wow, you know, this is a lot. Then she lets us know, remember a while back something about, he said he had a business photography meeting or something, and it turns out he was with homegirl and went to her family's home.
Bruh.
What?
Bruh.
She said, girl, gave her all kind of details, told her everything.
Itinerary, everything.
He still won't admit it. Remember, she said he still won't admit it.
And that's why I say we got to talk about Tamika, because it's a couple of things.
Go ahead.
From the jump, okay? The way that she said that they met was he asked me to come over to his house. So I was like, okay.
He had cooked some crab legs.
He had cooked some crab legs. Look, first of all, that's not how a guy should come at you for the first, you know what I mean?
Well, okay, hold up. Let's talk about you.
I didn't invite you to my crib.
Well, you was trying to invite yourself over to my crib, though.
I said, let me get you some Chinese. All right, that's what I said.
True, you said, let me pick us up some, a meal, some Chinese, and you was trying to come over, though.
Okay, what was our first date? Olive Garden.
Okay.
Where you ordered the most expensive drink on the...
The point is, I ain't let you come over, okay? I was like,
okay,
we're gonna do some other things.
Okay, look, we gonna shoot our shot.
Right.
we got to shoot it.
So yes, exactly. We did some outside dates before you got inside the house.
There you go. So, I say that to say this.
Yeah.
He invites me on our first encounter.
She went
come
on
over to the house.
Yeah.
And he cooked some crab legs for her. Okay, so we know how the date ended. It wasn't said in the episode.
Stop.
We know how it ended. That's why she is how she is now.
Ooh. Okay.
So that's number one. It's like, okay, you should have more. I feel like Tamika has an issue with self-esteem, self-worth. You know what I mean?
That's true. That security is not.
It's not there.
Yeah.
That's why you go to a dude's house on the first encounter.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Instead of making him, no, I'm not. No, you can take me out if you want to.
Okay.
Right.
$8.
Exactly. So, that's number one. And then when you go to this other stuff, this was apparently early on in the relationship.
Babe, they only been together 2.5 years.
Right. But I'm talking about early in the 2.5 years, you're finding out that she said she got she got hit by the girl with the text saying, hey, I'm involved with this guy, like I'm with him. And then she talks about a few weeks or however long later, like she's still dealing with Vince and gets more text from this girl. I'm like, wait a minute, stop.
The girl
time out.
Why are you still
time out
together?
On the play. Why are you, Tamika, still talking to Vince?
That's right.
At this point.
That's right. Yeah.
He invited you to his crib the first date.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah. You
very shortly after get a text from another whole woman saying that they are not, like, he's messing with me, we dealing with each, like, he's with me, is what she said.
Yep. Clearly.
Did that not like tell you, okay, this ain't for me? I'm a, you know what I mean?
The fact that he went to that girl's family home, what's
We're not even there yet. We're not even there.
I'm sorry.
We are not even there yet.
For me.
Why? You are not deeply invested in this relationship yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me ask you as a woman. I asked you to go to the Olive Garden, boy. I asked you to come to the crib. Okay? A couple weeks later, you get a text from a random chick talking about she is in a whole relationship with me. What do you do?
I'm done.
It's a wrap, right?
I'm ghosting.
Like, we don't have no kids together. We don't have no...
I ghost.
It's a ghost situation.
It's a ghost.
You getting ghosted.
It's a ghost for a girlfriend for me. It's a ghost.
Like, how was that not her response?
Conversation.
Why was that not her response? Why did she stay with him knowing that you have a whole nother text? And this ain't just speculation. She said the girl provided receipts.
Yeah, she told us.
So why is she still with him? However longer later, she gets more texts, more receipts, more confirmation. You're still with him.
And he's still not admitting it.
And then however long later, the one that takes the cake, he goes on a business meeting and you get the texts, receipts, itinerary, you know, the forensic evidence that he is on a whole excursion to meet her family. Her family. Brothers, we not messing with family unless it's something serious.
That is true.
We are not
that is true.
messing with family, especially family out of town. Unless there is something serious. So why is she still with him? I'm not trying to paint Vince as just a super bad guy, but it is what it is, you know?
To me, Vince is not the one. He is not the one for her. He's just not.
No, and he seems like she said, he seems like a likable guy.
Yeah.
He probably has the gift of gab. Yeah. You know, he probably charms her. And
yeah, he's a photographer and stuff, so it's a lot, you know, in that profession.
Right.
But you shouldn't have to feel like that. You don't need to be feeling like every time you walk out the house, where you at, what you doing, clocking, let me see the phone. I mean, you shouldn't have to feel like, and you shouldn't be receiving no messages from nobody else, okay? So, no.
If you don't even have, even as a scumbag, there's levels to it. Like, if you don't have enough respect for you to text let the other girl know, hey, don't be texting her, like, leave her alone, like, keep y'all, like, I'm not saying it's right either, but I'm just saying it's levels. He's not even making sure she don't contact you. Like, she reaching out to you, giving you all kinds of receipts. Like, he not even shutting that down.
He gotta know.
Right. So, it's beyond me. And like you said, it just seems like a really toxic situation. Yeah. It's a really bad, like, it's bad, man. And you saw when, you know, he went on his date, like, she broke down crying. This is a television show where they are being instructed to go on dates with other people. Yeah. She can't handle that. Like, she's breaking down. Like, you can tell this is something that has tormented her.
Yeah, it's real. I mean, I definitely think, you know, he's not the one, you know, be done with that relationship. I definitely, she's got some other deep rooted stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure where the family relationships, parents, I don't know, there's something there, because you're right. I mean, first and foremost, like, don't take none of that from nobody, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's some deep rooted stuff there that she probably need to address before even pursuing a relationship. I'm gonna be honest, because you're right. No, nobody deserves that. Nobody. You don't deserve that kind of treatment. Nobody.
No. And she's not an ugly girl.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. Nobody.
I know it doesn't matter. But it's just like that. There's something wrong there. There's something wrong. Yeah. There's something wrong. So I hope that Dr. Cole peels back the layers of the onions, like does some one-on-one work with her, and kind of find out like why.
Yeah, I'm glad they have an
accept that.
expert in the show. Lord
Right,
have mercy.
definitely.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations that could get to where it don't need to be on TV. But I think with having Dr. Nicole, hopefully she kind of
help
open her eyes, because
Yeah.
it don't that's not it. It's not it.
That's right. It's not worth it. And you definitely, again, you're not trying to go 20, 30, 40, 50 years like that. No, that is not life. That's not. Some people, they kind of believe like, oh, you know, you see bad relationships with people like, oh, that's what marriage is.
That's not
what
love.
it is. No, it's not.
That's not what love is.
No, it's not. You can have a great marriage. You can have a great relationship. It doesn't have to be all that.
Yeah. And you know, there is going to be hard times in marriage. You're going to have arguments, but not that. Like that's a whole different thing. Like you should not feel unsecure.
That's right.
In your marriage.
Exactly.
In
If
your
anything, your spouse should be making you feel more secure.
Exactly.
Uplifting you, bringing you up.
Right.
Yeah. Build each other up.
Right.
Strength. Love and unity. Woo. But I think that's it for episode 3. Lord, woo. I think that was heavy. It was a lot. It was deep.
It was tough.
I don't even know what's coming up next week.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Woo. Well, if you haven't done so already, all right, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get post notifications so you know whenever we drop new content. Okay, smash that like button. Hop in the comments. Let us know what you think about the new couple, especially. I want to hear what you guys have to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next week.